Welcome, everybody. First off, like I say, happy Easter. Happy birthday to my brother and everybody, Happy birthday. Anyway, this is another episode of the Central Crown where we talk Detroit Tigers baseball. I'm going to introduce y'all to the host himself, Pawpaw.
What's up? What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? As you can tell, you will see that there's nothing much up. You probably won't see it for the next few shows because eventually I'm going to be moving soon. So, yeah, it's going to be a real bland background.
Chris, if I was there, I would help you move. You feel me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, we got Mr. Michigan himself, Rich.
What up, though? Happy
What up,
Easter, everybody. Thank you for joining us today.
I see you got on your Easter pink.
For sure, man. Head to toe. Had to do it today, man. Had to do it.
You match the Michigan colors. Sorry.
All right. Well,
Sorry. Couldn't. It popped in my...
Michigan State, Penn State, Oregon State, Michigan in 5.
All right. With that said, I'm going to do the background work, Chris. There you go.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, happy Easter to everybody. I mean, we're doing this on an Easter Sunday instead of Saturday. The reason why we moved the show is due to the Pistons playoff game that the majority of us all watched yesterday. Pistons played good up until the last few minutes of the game, last probably 5 minutes of the game, but they tried to hang it out. But with playoff experience, they'll get better. It's their youth.
Too many turnovers in the no points scored in the fourth quarter. We're gonna talk about Pistons a little bit,
Well, the last 5 minutes of the game was terrible.
Well,
but
that
didn't have his best game.
Was horrible.
Yeah.
You
K
were
didn't
up
have his
8
best
points.
game. He'll be all right. We'll be all right.
You were up 8 points and let them
Pistons
go on
didn't suck.
21.
Pistons didn't suck the whole game. Let's just be clear.
The fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter didn't look that great, but
they had an 8-point lead.
To say they sucked is a reach. Is a huge reach.
They had an 8-point lead and let them go on a 21-0 run, and that was it.
Yeah,
turnovers, and it was.
And when you see stuff like that, that's due to inexperience. That's all. Yeah. That's all it is, and that's fine.
And
They'll get better.
Trouble too. But I tell you what, if Stu was out for the rest of the series, we could be in trouble.
We could be in huge trouble because Stu is our main defender, man. So it could be really bad. All right, so let's get to some baseball. Obviously, the first series that's coming up, or the series we're going to talk about, we got to talk about the series regardless to how we feel about it. But we played the Milwaukee Brewers. We lost the series 2-1. I think it's our first.
No, we won the series.
I thought we lost it 2-1.
No, we won it 2-1.
Oh, did we? Okay, that's weird. Okay,
I'm pretty sure. You got me second guessing now.
Yeah, because I could have sworn we lost it because we were. Now I've got to check just because. Yeah, the Brewers beat us 2 out of the 3 games.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, 5-0, 5-1, and then we won the first game 9-1. So.
All right, my bad.
Yeah, it was only the second series of the year that we lost, though, because we lost to the Dodgers and them, and that's it. So pretty damn good considering. What do you think? So how do you feel about the Brewers series? I know we had a lot of players that started hitting slumps. We didn't do very well, with the exception of the first game, obviously. How do you feel? How do you feel we performed throughout that series?
Riley Green blew.
Yeah, that's when his troubles began.
Yeah, I mean
he was.
He's
terrible.
In a bad slump. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's just it doesn't even look like he's seeing the ball well. Like it's like the worst I've seen of him, man. He's it's kind of frustrating. He had a chance today, blew it.
Yep, he did. I mean, to be honest, I mean, he didn't do bad in the overall Kansas City series. He just so it wasn't that bad.
Games he raked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I don't know if it's the teams when they see him, they're like they adjust quickly to him, and then towards the end of the series, he's not as good. Maybe he has to change his approach to the game. I don't know. He needs to figure something out. He was the guy I thought was going to be the MVP candidate this year, but he's proven me wrong completely. So
I mean, he's only got 4 walks and 31 strikeouts. That's horrible.
That is, it's terrible.
I mean,
I don't know what he needs to do. I know they've changed spots in the lineup for him, and they did do good against Kansas City. Let's see how they do it. I mean, we're getting ready to play San Diego, like one of the hottest, best teams in baseball right now. So that ain't gonna be no easy. I mean, we're gonna be at home. That's always the good thing. But yeah.
The rest of the month is not going to be easy.
Nope, it's not at all. I mean, so if we want to, we can move to the Kansas City series, seeing as how we just talked about the Brewers. The Kansas City series was better for us, obviously. Came in expecting to win the series. That's what I was hoping we would do. I mean, and we did. Played well. Played really good.
Yeah, 3 out of 4, man. I'll take it. Like that's
yeah.
I mean, that's out of 3 you're trying to take 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, out of 4 to take 3, and it's a division opponent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's very important, and then you're going into you're going to 3 versus the Padres, 3 versus the Astros. Versus the Orioles, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you finish the month at the Astros.
Yeah, that's a nice 2-week hard schedule that you have to get through. If you could get, I would say if you can do, let's see, 3. If you can do, see how many is that? 3, 6, 9. If you can go 5-4, I'm happy. You can go 5-4. I'll be happy.
And I think their record after today, I think they're 9-2 at home this year.
Yeah. I think they are because they were 9-1. Yeah, because they were 9-1 when we started. So 8-2. They're 8-2. That's weird because they did say 9-1.
Yeah, so that's why I went 9-2.
Yeah, no. They said they were 9-1, but they weren't because they're only 8-2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they must have been 8-1 to start the day, and then that's fine. No, that's good. You want to win. You should be winning the games at home. Although last year, didn't we have a really good record on the road last year?
Yeah. So we got our Padres series. We got tomorrow is Randy Vasquez versus Montero.
I didn't think
Vasquez is 1-1 with a 1.74 ERA. Tuesday is Pavetta, 3-1, 1.57 ERA versus Olsen. And then Wednesday is Kyle Hart. He's 32 years old. I never heard of him, so he must be a journeyman. He's 2-1 with a 6.48 ERA versus Job.
Yeah. Are they going to? I didn't know they were going to continue to keep and play 6 starters now. Now they're doing 6 starters. I know they brought Montero up before, but I thought that was just a one-time thing to get a relief in.
So Hinch said that they liked a lot of what they saw from Montero last outing, so they want to give him another outing
against one of the best teams in baseball. Hey, if he only gives up 3 runs in 5 innings, I'll take it. Anything more than that, he need to be going back down to the minors and he got to continue to work.
It helps too, though, with it gives your starters an extra rest day too.
It does. It does help it for the long term and into the playoffs. I get it because that's the main goal. I mean, it takes, believe it or not, it takes like a start or 2 away from every pitcher as the year goes on. So if he were to
he did have 8 strikeouts his only start.
I mean, I'm not worried about the strikeouts. I'm worried about the runs.
No, I know, but I'm saying so, I mean, he had some, I don't know, the swing and miss or caught.
You talking about chase rate?
Yeah, I don't know all that, but I mean, you get 8 strikeouts, you're doing something right in 5 innings.
Well, that's like a hitter that strikes out 3 times in a game, but hits a grand slam. It's like, that's great. Did we win the game? That's what mattered. Like, cool, you got 4 RBIs and you got 1 for 4 at the plate, but you had 3 strikeouts. Like, okay, that looks good.
Well, the Tigers, they're different than he gave up 5 earned runs, 3 home runs.
That's rough. Maybe he might be better this start. Who knows?
The Tigers are different, man. They don't look necessarily at stats when they are judging their players. They look for certain things, whatever them things they're looking for. You know what I'm saying? We've heard it plenty of times. We want them to work on this, and this. And if they're doing this, and this, then they'll bring you up or keep you or what. So obviously there's something that they seen that, they liked. I mean, it's pretty, who would have thought as of April 20th, it's still early. But I mean, we're 2 games in now, 21 games in. Reese Olson, our worst starter. Who would have thought?
I mean, and he's not really that bad. So we have
I'm going strictly on ERA.
Oh, yeah. I use a little bit more than that, but
I'm just off the top of my dome. He's got a 4.5. Everyone else is under 3.
Yeah.
So just a quick little judgment.
Yeah.
But overall, I liked some of the things I seen in this Royal Series. Job, I thought, looked really good. He's still getting a lot of pitches, but he looked, man, that curveball, Chris, whew, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
He's got a nasty curve, man. That shit just falls off the cliff, bro. There's nothing you can do with it.
Yeah, it hooks pretty good. I like it. To this day, it's just funny to watch like a curveball because it actually dips down. And it's weird, like when you're watching it on TV and they're like, what a curve. And the first thing I think of is it's a sinker because it goes down. Like It comes from the outside and then it comes from the outside and then it dips down and it looks like a sinker, but it's a curve. And it's like, why? Then what's a curve? Or then what's a sinker then? Because if you're throwing a sinker and it goes straight down, that's not a sinker. That's literally like you're just throwing a fastball low. That's what you're doing. So what's a sinker versus what's a curve?
I mean, they got so many different pitches. I mean, that was like Lugo yesterday. Dude literally threw 10 different pitches. That's nuts. That's nuts.
One of our pitchers, what was the announcer calling it? A slurve? It was a slider curve. I was like, what's a slurve?
Well, that's just like Casey Mize. He throws 3 different sliders.
I mean,
but he says he lets the hitters tell him which one to use that day.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
What does it look like they're struggling at? I'll let them tell me which one I'm gonna use. Speaking of him, his outing yesterday, that was a masterclass. Less than 90 pitches. We really needed him to eat up some innings. That's the longest he's went in 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have a lot of swing and miss stuff, but it's, strikes. You know what I mean? Like,
see, that's where I'm at. It's like if you're putting the ball on the ground a lot, or if they're just like, I mean, and he didn't even go. He still only had 88 pitches, and he was in 7. He could have probably pitched a complete game and kept it close to like 102 pitches. Like he could have literally pitched a complete game yesterday. He could have. He very well could have.
Yeah, they said when he went in the dugout in the 6th inning, AJ was doing his best not to look at Mize, and Mize was doing his best not to look at AJ. Like
they didn't want to go like, are you in or are you out? He just wanted him to make the decision to go back out on the mound if he wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah. And I get it, man. Like, when you're feeling good, and that's good for your psyche too.
Yeah.
And that's another part of growth, because that's 7 times up and down, up and down, up and down. So
I just hope if there's a time within the season that we have where a pitcher is like 7th, 8th, and they're on a no-hitter pace, that he just does not take him out. I don't think he's going to be the one to do that, but I just hope he doesn't take him out. Oh, we need to rest our pitcher. Fucking hell no. Like he's got a no-hitter on the way. Like I'm just not all about that. I'm about guys getting their just due.
Well, it was like, who was that a couple years ago when it was Foley? Who else was it? Was it Lang? And who was the starter? It was a no-hitter. It was 3-pitcher no-hitter.
Oh my God. Now I'm gonna have to look it up now that you told me that.
I can't remember who the starter was. I know it was Foley, and I know it was Lang. I can't remember the starter.
Matt Manning. Yeah, it was 8 July 2023. It was a three pitcher no hitter combined. Yeah.
And
it was the 20th combined no hitter in Major League Baseball history and the 9th in Tigers history.
Speaking of Matt Manning, man, he got pulled in the 1st inning during a batter. Man, I can't remember ever seeing that. He had a 2-2 count, and they pulled him because he threw 42 pitches in the 1st inning today.
I would have pulled him before he got to 30, but holy cow, that's 42 pitches?
Yeah, he was during a batter. It was a 2-2 count, and then came a pull. You don't see that shit. You see it before. You don't see it during an at bat.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, 42 pitches.
What was the score of the game?
I don't remember. I just remember seeing that. I don't know Toledo.
Yeah, I got to look at the Detroit Tigers minor league chat because that was minor league report. God dang. ML, there it is. Minor league report.
Yeah, they lost 5 consecutive losses. They lost 10-6.
Dang. I mean, that's still not bad. 10-6, and he gave up 40. He pitched 42 pitches in the first inning. That's rough. Woo. Well, there goes our closer possible roll down the drain. Was hoping that could have been our guy. Woo.
Well, maybe he is. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe he has to come out of the bullpen. Maybe he's just one of those guys that have to come out of the bullpen.
There was a lot of promise with him, too.
There was a ton. There was a lot. We have a lot of pitchers that we had a lot of promise for. I mean, do you remember a pitcher that he won Rookie of the Year? God, what was it, like 10 years ago? Maybe more. And he just faded into nothingness. I think he won like 12 games. He went like 12 and something. God, what was his name? And he just didn't do anything the next year and just fizzled out. Gosh, I forgot what his name was.
You remember Justin Thompson? I thought he was going to be good.
Yeah, I remember him. I thought he was going to be good too.
Him and then Jeff Weaver.
Yeah. I was more high on Thompson than I was Weaver.
And then Juan Encarnacion.
Juan Encarnacion, yeah. Last
We're
Tigers.
old,
Michael Fulmore.
Oh, yeah.
He won Rookie of the Year that year. And he
just got released.
Oh, did he? Yeah, I was going to say he hasn't done nothing. Like zero. After that, he did not a thing.
Yeah, there was him, Joel Zumaya. I thought he was going to be real good. Matt Anderson.
Yep.
We've had a lot of prospects that I thought were going to do something that did not. That's why you never know, man.
You don't. There's two with baseball players. I will always say this: baseball players and hockey players have similar platforms when it comes to like where they cap out or where they because they have minor league systems for both types of sports. So you send somebody to the minors, they may never come back. And then others that you didn't even think were going to do anything, they got picked in like the 20th round, and all of a sudden they're now like freaking an all-star. It happens.
Or you get the yips. Remember Rick Ankiel?
Yeah, he had to continue from being a pitcher to being a freaking home run hitter for a while.
Yeah. He was a good outfielder too. He had a good arm.
Yeah, he did.
Hell, remember Chuck Knopfloch? He was a Gold Glover, and then all of a sudden, that motherfucker couldn't throw it to first base to save his life.
I know. It's just like it was like a switch in his head that just he's like, yeah, you're not going to do that anymore. Like that was crazy. So you never know. You never know.
Baseball's a crazy sport.
Yep. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much to you. All of a sudden, you can't throw a ball properly, or you can't pitch properly, or you can't hit because something in you is just not letting you see the ball, or you know, it's weird how it happens.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's because I remember that Knopfloch thing. I felt bad for the guy, all-star, a Gold Glover, like was on that Hall of Fame, like fringe. You know, he was a really good player. This wasn't some scrub.
Yep. Oh no, he was really good.
And then all of a sudden, he just couldn't throw it anymore to first base from second base. Like, golly, dude.
Yep. That was tough.
It was tough to watch, Chris.
It was very tough because I remember the few times. I don't know if it was the game. I vaguely remember when they were showing it on the news that he had overthrown the first baseman, and I thought it was just like, you know, people do that. You know, occasionally you lose grip of the ball and you overthrow it or whatnot, and then they start showing it more and more. I was like, what the hell's happening? Like, it just clicked. He just couldn't throw it anymore. It's so weird.
It really is. Baseball is really the only sport like that happens multiple times.
Yeah, just weird stuff like that can happen.
And it's usually good players, Chris. It's not scrubs.
Nope, it usually. Wow, he was so good.
Remember John Rocker, the closer from Atlanta? He was another one.
His
all
son,
of a sudden, he just couldn't do it.
Yeah, his son pitches, I think, now too, or plays. Yeah, he was a career 289 batter, Knobloch. He only played 12 years, but I mean, in his last 2 years, it kind of like fizzled out real quick. But I mean, he could have like 290, close to 300 hitter. He only played 12 years. I mean, to be honest, there's some players in the Hall of Fame that don't even have the numbers he has.
Yeah, I mean, he was literally one of the best second basemen in his time.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I mean, we can move on to talking about the American League standings.
We were the first ones to, 10 wins or 12 wins?
Something like that. Yeah, we did well. We're still doing well. I mean, we're in the thick of things and stuff like that. I like it. I mean, and it's funny because if anybody watches XM radio, Sirius XM radio, they actually do a spot on there. It's called "Did the White Sox Win?" it's terrible. It's on there. It says, "Did the White Sox win?" And it's kind of hilarious. But I almost feel bad for the White Sox, man, because I mean, with all the players that they had on the team and they've gone nowhere.
But they ain't got no talent this year. Like, it is awful. They got Luis Robert. That's about it. But he's not even that good.
No,
I mean, he was supposed to, but he's not like good enough to where everyone else around me sucks and I can just star out. You know what I mean? He's not that good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Andrew Vaughn. Remember, Andrew Vaughn was supposed to be a big prospect. He sucks.
Yeah, they had a lot of about 5 or 6 years ago. They had a lot of talent. Pitchers too. One pitcher actually plays for Carlos Rondon. He plays for the Yankees now. He used to be on the White Sox. He's actually a pretty good pitcher. But
Chris Sale.
I mean, there's a lot of pitchers that used to pitch for the White Sox that or play for the White Sox that that just goes to show. It's like the Pirates. The Pirates, they're basically a farm system for almost every other team in baseball. They get so many prospects that come up, but their owners don't want to pay them. I talked to a guy that's a Pittsburgh fan all the time. They're like, yeah, they just ship them off after their rookie deals are done, or they'll keep a couple of players, but they don't pay anybody. And I'm like, well, see, that's what sucks. You've got to have players. Like, your team's got to keep your players. I mean, now
they got some bad luck too, because they had Kopech.
Yep.
And then he ended up getting traded.
I used to like Kopech too.
Yoan Makata. Remember they got him in that trade?
Yoan Makata. I have so many rookie cards of him. I thought he was going to be a big deal.
Yeah. Remember Tim Anderson was really good, and then all of a sudden he just couldn't play no more?
Yep. Yep. I mean, there's a lot of White Sox that used to be really looked like they were going to be good, and they could have been for years to come if they all panned out. But that's just part of baseball. Like we were just talking about, like, people, like, it sucks that a team can draft a lot of players and they look like they're going to be good, and then if they all don't do good, that's your example. You're the White Sox. That's what ends up happening. You know, I mean, it could very well happen to the Tigers. I mean, next year, all of our rookies could just do bad, or our young players could just do bad, and we'd be at the bottom of the league. I mean, baseball is a funny game, a very funny game.
I've learned as I've gotten older to appreciate what I'm watching instead of taking it for granted. You know, we've had a lot of legends in Detroit sports, and I watched it today, and I watch it every time I see it. It's a clip, or it's the at bat of Miguel Cabrera versus Mariano Rivera.
Yeah, I like that. That bat is awesome. I love it.
It really is. That's two legends going at it.
Yeah.
And dude, I looked at it twice today because I was like, dude, it didn't even look like Mickey got everything, and he went to the deepest part of Comerica Park, center field.
Yeah. I mean, Cabrera was a different player, man. I mean, if his last 5 years of baseball, I mean, when he had problems with his, I do believe he had problems with like alcohol in his marriage and stuff like that. There was a lot of stuff that was on the rocks. If he'd have dropped out like a normal Hall of Famer does, like he just starts to slowly drop off, his numbers would have been insane. But he didn't. It fell off a cliff, unfortunately. But Miguel
But the thing about him, though, even though that, he was still a clutch hitter. Like, he would still get the runner over when he needed to. He would, get him in. Like, he was still – the power just disappeared.
Yeah.
But he was still a good baseball player.
Absolutely.
He was still our best hitter there, even though he sucked.
Yeah. Well, for a while there, yeah. And I would always hear people in different chat rooms and in different things be like, no, Cabrera really sucks, man. But the reason why he really sucked is because his payroll was so high. People were like, he makes X, Y, and Z. I go, that doesn't mean he sucks. You just comparing what he's costing versus what he's giving you. No, he did not suck. He was a below average player for his standards, but he still could play. I mean, he even played pretty well his last season, even though he only played like every other game. He actually played pretty well, as a DH. Yeah.
Another at bat I like watching is his rookie year in the World Series versus Roger Clemens.
I haven't really watched that one.
Yeah, so he was a lot skinnier and he was only 19. And Roger Clemens talks about how he knew then that Mickey was special. Because, Roger did his Roger thing, which was brush him up underneath his chin, you know what I mean? Try to intimidate him. And Mickey did not, just followed off. Like, good at bat, man. And, and Roger said, I knew then that kid was going to be good.
Yeah, I remember when he played for the Florida Marlins and stuff like that, and they won the World Series and stuff. That was awesome. I mean, at least he got the World Series then. I mean, we should have won a couple of times, but it just wasn't our days or our day at the time. But yeah, I would have loved to win one with him. It would have been nice.
Yep, I still have his jersey. One of my favorite players ever, Donna. Tiger, him and Verlander.
Yeah.
Of this era, I grew up with Whitaker and Trammell, Gibson, Fielder.
Yeah.
But I remember Cabrera and Verlander more.
Yeah, same here. I mean, well, I remember Alan Trammell and Lou Whitaker more because, obviously the newer people you're going to remember, but
Hold on, I will be right back.
All right.
Ahead. I'm going to show you something.
Okay, you go ahead and show me something. I have nothing to show, as we can tell. Really?
As Rich goes to show us something, I'd like to give a shout out to the shows we got Monday. Please come in and join us with Kings of the Palace. That's Monday after the Pistons game 2 versus the New York Knicks. But, yep, that's all I got to say.
Actually, no, I'm not. I don't know where it's at. I thought I had it hanging up. I have a Detroit Pistons hat that I had wore to the Tigers game at Tiger Stadium, and one of the autographs on it is Alan Trammell.
That's awesome. Yep, I have several. I've met Alan Trammell. He's a pretty nice guy. He's kind of talkative. I didn't expect him to be talkative, but he is. He's a very talkative guy. The person I didn't expect to be different was Jack Morris. Jack Morris, he is the quietest guy you will ever meet. The dude is he is just does not talk at all. Zero.
Three of the nicest guys I've ever met,
Mm-hmm.
and they were assholes on the court, field, whatever you want to call it.
Uh-huh.
Darren McCarty, Kirk Gibson, and Rasheed Wallace.
They were jerks? Wow.
No. They were the three of the nicest people.
Oh, okay. Oh, because their reputation on the court.
Yes.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
McCarty, was a fighter and all that shit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Who else did I? Kirk Gibson. He was very fiery on the field. He got kicked out and shit. Rasheed Wallace always getting technicals. Three of the nicest guys, man. I met McCarty at Marshall's Mall in Roseville at a signing. I met Kirk Gibson at Gibraltar Trade Center at a signing.
Mm-hmm.
And Rasheed Wallace, when they lost to Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think it was 2005. That was when Ben Wallace went to Chicago that summer.
Yeah.
It was at the airport at 3:00 in the morning after they just flew back from Miami.
Oh, wow.
And it was the starters were the last ones to come out of the gate. It was in Pontiac at the airport. That's where they come in, or they used to when they went to when they played at the Palace. And they came in. They were the last ones out, and Rasheed came out and he did a 360 in his car, then came out, got out, thanked all the fans that were there, all like 20 of us there, or whatever it was. It wasn't a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And, signed some autographs. Real nice dude.
Awesome. Yeah. The only other Detroit player that I've met, I've met like a lot of players that have played for Detroit, but the one that was a basketball player I met Joe Dumars 2 years ago and got his autograph on a basketball, but very nice guy, very polite guy, kind of expected it to be like that. But he's the only he's one of very few basketball players from Detroit that I've met. But yeah, he was really nice. All right, we can move on to our next topic, which is Jackson Jobe bounce back game. So, Rich, how do you feel about his bounce back game that he performed at? I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, I was definitely pleased. He's got to get better on his control. Threw 87 pitches, 57 strikes.
Yeah.
Basically threw fastball, slider, change. He only threw his curveball 10%.
Yeah.
Threw his changeup in 21, his slider 33, and the fastball at 36. Fastball average 97. The curveball averages 10 or 80. So that's a big drop off, especially coming in that fastball. So you don't know if it's the curveball, whatever, and then dips. That's a 7. If you're on all cylinders, Chris, there ain't nothing you can do with that. Excuse me. There's nothing you can do with that at all.
Yeah. Well, batters also they scout pitchers just as much as pitchers scout batters. So I'm sure they know that, he throws this after this or this. But that's the thing. That's the thing with pitchers. You always have to make sure you change the batter's eye location. So you may throw a fastball up high. You can still get them if you throw it to the lower left side of the field. You can still throw a fastball. You just have to throw it lower in the opposite corner next time. You got to change your eye location, But yeah, to be 17 miles an hour difference in a pitch, man, you'd be swinging and the ball hadn't got you yet.
Well, that's why tunneling pitches is so important too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, that plays a big part in it. You know, you gotta have control. I like him. The kid will be good. You know, like I was pleased. You know, 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Like, you can't ask nothing more. You know, like I think what would be the purpose of sending him down to AAA? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
there's no reason to do that.
no. I know that, but I'm saying, like, with what you're getting, like, he definitely belongs up here. And
There's no pitcher in our organization right now that's going to remove him from his spot.
no,
There's none.
He's got a lot of walk. He's in 4 starts. He's 2-0, 2.70 ERA, which is really good.
Mm-hmm.
20 innings, 14 strikeouts, 10 walks.
I'm okay with that. It's not bad. 10 walks. 10 walks is fine. I mean, once again, how many home runs has he given up? I didn't
2.
look at 2. Yeah, I'm fine. If it had been like 5 or 6 home runs, and the walks will start mattering more, because then you get people on base and you hit home runs. But 2 home runs, I'm not worried about it. I think he's fine.
Well, see, I look at the walks, and then I go look at the ERA. The ERA is 2.7.
Yeah.
Shit, I'll take that all day.
I mean,
you just got to be careful, because eventually you don't want to get yourself in trouble. But I mean, he'll be all right. He's only 22 years old. He'll be 23 the day before I turn 42. I didn't know that.
Wow.
His birthday's the 30th, July 30th. Mine is the July 31st.
Just wet behind the ear. That's cool, though. I mean, obviously we can't sign all these pitchers. Like, I mean, God, I would love to. I would love to make it to the World Series this year and just win it and get it over with, and then not have to worry. Because I'll tell you what, we're not going to get there. But if we were to get to the World Series this year and win it, then I would not give a crap if we signed Tariq Skubal or not. Like, because we'd have accomplished our mission and done it. But
yeah, it's just like when you had Scherzer, Verlander, Price, Fister, and Anibal Sanchez, and Rick Porcello.
God, Anibal Sanchez and freaking Doug Fister, man. That was a lineup, man. That was a pitching lineup, man. Oh my God.
And I didn't even make it. And you still had Rick Porcello too.
Yeah, that was.
He went on to win a Cy Young.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that was killer's row, right? I mean, Verlander, Scherzer, Price. Yeah. That's a hell of a top 3.
It is. It was really good, man.
And then you had Prince Fielder, Victor Martinez, Cabrera. Lee.
Yeah.
There's no reason they didn't win, man. JD Martinez, like, how did they not win? They were the Dodgers before the Dodgers.
Yeah, they were. I don't know. I miss Daddy Illich so bad.
Yeah, Illich was different. Oh, Victor Martinez is on the injury list with an injury. Okay, I'll just go give $200 million to Prince Fielder, no problem.
Yeah. Money was no object because he was going to get it back tenfold. It didn't matter. So that's the issue with a lot of owners nowadays. They want the money first. You got to pay first to get the players in to make it big.
And the Tigers were his hobby.
Yeah, because the Red Wings was his biggest play.
Yeah, he loved baseball, and he always considered Tigers his hobby. Yeah, but he still put money into them.
Yep. Well, you're only going to get what you put into. So, anyways, so we can move on to the next topic.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
Spencer Torkelson and Casey Mize, both #1 picks, about 4 years apart ish, 2 years apart or something. But I didn't realize that. I was just looking up Casey Mize's age. He's like 27 years old. I didn't realize he was that old. I thought he was actually closer to like 25.
That's still pretty young, though.
No, I get it. When you talking the #1 pick overall, and he hasn't done anything, or he hasn't been like he didn't
Oh,
get
yeah.
promoted and stuff. After a while, you forget when they get drafted, so you forget their age, and that's the problem. Is like, I mean, when he first came up and started playing, he was probably 24. Cool, that's great. But now he's 27, and I'm great. I'm grateful because
His
playing
debut season was 20.
So 5 years ago, so he's 22. So just like freaking Jackson Jobe. So yeah.
Yeah, he's about to be 28.
Oh, is he? Okay, I thought.
Yeah.
20. So, but still, I mean, yeah, he's getting up there. But he's still going to be. He could still be a 2 or a 3 on your rotation if he continues to progress.
And you are right on. They are 2 years apart. Torque debuted in 22 because I remember he couldn't practice in 20 because he was in the minor leagues and they shut it down.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he's going to be 26.
Yeah.
So yesterday, Chris, I dreamed of days when Casey Mize and Torkelson would both win us a game.
I mean, it's nice. I was not on the Spencer Torkelson wagon. I will tell you that. I was way off of it. Casey Mize, I was indifferent because I just thought his injury was going to hamper him. So they're both a blessing in disguise. I was wrong about Torque, but I was indifferent with Mize, so that doesn't matter to me. But Torkelson, I was definitely wrong on. But he still got the whole season to work with. Let's see how well he does for the whole season. I mean, at this point, he could be up there for an all-star spot.
Who, Torque?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right now that's a shoe-in my book. Like,
I mean,
if the season, and we're early, yes, I get that.
God, I hate these.
But if the season ended right now, he's in MVP talks.
I mean, he is. He is.
If it ended to, and like, you know, like we're what, 22 games in now?
Yep.
Right? Yeah, 22 games in. We're 13-9. We're 22 games in. So, like even today, he was 1 for 3 or 1 for 4. Mm-hmm. He had a walk. You could tell, Chris, the pitcher that walk did not want no part of him. None. You know, he's doing things this year he just hasn't done before. Knocking runners in scoring position. Yep. Like the good at bat. Even that 3-run homer he had yesterday. If you watch that at bat, he was fooled at first. But he stayed in it.
Yep.
Fouled off some pitches. Like, you know, it's funny. Beginning of the year, what was our conversation? Is Casey Mize going to make our starting rotation? Is he going to be on this team? Is Torkelson? What's he going to do? Colt Keith, they already gave him the first base spot. What are we going to do with Torkelson? Where is he going to play? Is he going to play? How much is he?
You know what would have been? I mean, to be honest, I mean, Torque would have won the first base spot just off of his own stats and his own play. But I wonder what would have happened if Colt Keith actually been batting good. Let's say he was batting like the same as Torque right now. Maybe not as many home runs, but let's say he was batting like 270, 260. That would have been a very interesting thought. But at this point, Colt Keith getting to the point where he might have to be sent. He might have to be sent down to the
Well,
minor.
You can also say injuries, right? You had all those outfield injuries, so you forced Carpenter from being your, DH to now he's got to play an outfield spot. Okay, so slip Torque in there and DH, and then you have injuries with Torres, so you got to move Colt to second base. Torque comes in, he's hitting very well, and guess what? His defense is night and day better than Colt Keith. Night and day.
Yeah.
That one he had today where he just snapped it like
I was sleeping. It was one of the few games I didn't get to watch.
I always thought Torque was an adequate first baseman, especially at picks.
Mm-hmm.
I think his defense has even gotten better.
Probably has. It probably has. I know he wasn't known for his defense, but he wasn't what do they call it? He wasn't a liability at defense. He was just average. He was just
But he saves us so many times in them picks. You know what I'm saying? Like, first base is a very underrated position. People think they can just throw Richard, Chris, and Mike and Bandit out there, and we're gonna get the job done.
I could play left field. I'm not gonna lie. I could probably play left field, but that's it.
Why you gotta throw me out there? Like what? I'm like Screwball.
You're supposed to be Bandit. You're supposed to be invisible. Stop.
First base is not an easy position.
No, it's not.
You are making your players look good. Your infielders look good.
You have to have the right stretch. You have to be able to. Align yourself with the ball. So if it's a guy throwing from third and from second are two different angles that you have to be catching the ball from. You have to have an adequate stretch to your game. You also have to be able to play the line. You have to know whether you had to play the line or play further back. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen. I mean, third base is probably the hardest to play, but first base is no joke. I'll tell you that.
So, I mean, so I give him credit. Like, you forced AJ to play you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I give the guy all the credit because they remember they were dogging him because they were gosh damn it, Richard, speak English. That interview where he was like, yeah, I don't watch tape or whatever. I'm not going to watch video of myself. That dude has changed his approach. He's changed his batting stance. Like, I give that guy mental is really tough. And, baseball's a confident game. So, now you got the confidence.
Yep.
Casey Mize, same thing. Healthy going into the offseason, because he came back late last year from the injury.
Yep.
So going into the offseason, hey, now I'm healthy. Now I don't have to worry about rehab, Chris. I can work on my game.
Yeah.
Coming into the season, is Casey going to win the spot? Is he going to do this? Is he going to do that? Is he going to be in the bullpen? Is he going to be on our team? Is he going to go down? Hey, I can only control what I can control, Chris.
Yep.
I can go out there and be the best version of myself and make you decide what you're going to do.
Yep.
I can't control nothing else. But it's up here. And for them both to do it, I'm so happy for them guys, man, because I don't ever want to see my players on my team that I root for. I don't want to see them fail. Yeah. I've always believed in Torque. I have. I just didn't give up. Just didn't want to give up, man, because I seen it. It's there. I was the same way with Duran. You know what I mean? If I see it, if I see something in you and you go, I'm going to believe in you until I just can't believe in you no more.
I'm more of an old school, like, where you got to show it to me before I can believe it. If you're showing me whatever I see is what it's going to happen. So if you sucked, so if he does great this year and next year he sucks, the conversation is going to come right back.
Yeah,
And
but what I'm saying, like, he's had a 30 and 90. So it's there. We've seen it. That's why it's not like it's been 3 and 10, 3 and 9, 4 and 5, 5 and 20. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you also got to take his first year, he sucked. His second year, he did good. His third year, he sucked. His second year is good. So every other year he's doing good. So he's got to break that trend. So he's got to do good this year.
What?
Then he's got to do good next year. Like
I've always given them prospects in the 2020, 2021. I always give them a break because they didn't have the at-bats all these other guys get in the minors.
I know, because they didn't have as much time to play. I
Just
get
that COVID killed them.
Yeah.
You know, so that was some it's all the players in that area, in that area, they just didn't get that bats that most of these guys get because of COVID.
Yeah.
So but man, I'm just really happy for him. Casey, he's got that splitter back. He hasn't had that splitter since maybe college.
Yeah.
And that was what made him so good, remember? That was the talk. So I'm so happy for him, man. I really am.
Yep. Well, we can move on to the next topic, and we were talking a little bit about him. That's Colt Keith and his struggles and continuing. Like we're talking 8 games and 2 hits. That's what he's got. I mean, I'm sure he's got a few walks in between there, but 2 hits in 8 games. That's rough. That's rough.
Hold on, I'm looking up something.
Okay. Take your time.
Yeah.
He's
got 2, 3, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts in that time.
I'm glad he's not striking out, but he's not getting any hits either. He's not getting on base. He's having it rough. He's having it rough.
He's got he's had 72 plate appearances, hitting 169, 2 doubles. He's only got 10 hits. He's 10 for 72. Or no, because of the walks, he's 10 for 59. 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, 13 walks, 17 strikeouts.
That he needs to be. I hate to say it, but Josh Jung, I think you need to be promoted, and I think Colt Keith needs to be sent down. I have to have the same energy I did with Torkelson, Javier Baez, all these guys that were bad. I got Colt Keith. I like you. You got to be sent down. You got to start working on your stuff. I think Josh Jung, who has done really well in the minors, I think he needs to be brought up and give him a chance.
And that's the thing with Colt Keith too, is like you're not your liability on defense. You're not hitting. So what are you fucking doing?
Yeah.
Seriously.
I think
what are you doing positive to help us? At least like a Ray Ordonez, your hitting sucks, but you play, superb defense.
Yeah. He needs to be sent down. I can't even think of put him on DH and see if he does what freaking Green did, or what Torque did, or whatever. I think they need to send him down. I think that'll give him a shock. Maybe they're waiting until Parker Meadows comes back, because he's not far away from coming back either. So maybe they're going to do a couple of moves. I don't know.
Veerling's on his way back too. I think they both started their begin to play program back.
Yeah.
Speaking of Javi Baez, and call me slow, old, dumb, stupid, naive, not paying attention.
We do. Go ahead.
I noticed it today in today's game. Javi Baez switched his batting stance this year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so last year he was more in that open like Gleyber Torres is, and this year he's closed it and the bats come down.
That's good.
And he's hitting better.
He is hitting better. That's good. I always like to see that. Don't want to jinx anything, but I mean, that doesn't prevent you from swinging like off the plate. That's discipline. That's him just going, ooh, that pitch looks really good, but no, I don't want to swing.
Chris, he was hitting 169 last year, and he's hitting 269. Chill the fuck out. You're asking for too much. Big baby steps, Chris. Baby steps. And 100 points. Hey, baby steps. Appreciate what you do get.
Yeah, especially from him. Yeah, you're right. I got to appreciate whatever I can get out of him.
I mean, and the dude's got 3 walks already.
I mean, he's doing pretty good. He's not doing too bad. I mean, like he's doing pretty good.
He only had 11 walks last year, Chris. He's at 3.
I haven't said anything about Baez this year, good or bad. I haven't said anything about him because I'm patiently waiting. I'm patiently waiting. I'm waiting for him to hit a home run, though. That'd be nice.
He's another one. Like, I think he's plays pretty good defense, and he's been willing to play wherever we've asked him. He's played center field. He's played third base a lot.
Yeah.
So give credit because we talk a lot about guys who don't want to move, right?
Yeah.
Like he's willing to do it, and never played center field in the major leagues, which it helps us, Chris, because you want to pinch hit for Kreidler or something, you just take Baez and throw him out to center field. Like,
true.
So, but then like, I was talking about in the chat today, you got all these guys that improved, and then fucking Riley's struggling. Colts, like, can we all just not be like at the same time? Why does it got to be one or the other?
Because that's how baseball works. I mean, as long as your team's batting better, the majority of the players are batting better. It doesn't matter who's having a bad night or who's off or whatnot. It's when they all do. Torque had an okay game, but Riley Green had a terrible game. And Cole Keith had a bad game. So you had 3 guys that did not play well, so that's just the way it goes. We can go up to our last topic here, and you wanted to have this as a topic.
Yes.
And I didn't realize it, but yeah, he's actually having a really good season. So go ahead, speak. You wanted to talk about him.
Yeah, I mean, gotta give this guy credit. I was even one of the ones last year. I was like on the fence. When we had pods talking about, should he be on the team? Should he do this? And I always brought up, his versatility, his speed, and he makes it real hard, to get rid of him. But then how about this year? He's had to play every single day, Chris, because of injuries. He's been in right field. He's been in left field. He's been at second base. He's been at third. He's been at short.
Yeah.
Like, he was 3 for 5 today. He's hitting third. He got a hit off a lefty today, hitting 262. 387 on base percentage, 1 double, 2 triples, a home run, 9 RBIs, 12 walks, 15 strikeouts, 1 stolen base. He's got speed. Like I would argue he's been better than Riley Green.
Oh yeah, he is. He's definitely hitting better than Riley Green is.
He's one of the ones that are helping us. Like,
yep.
He's
got just above an 800 OPS, which is really good because 740, 750, that's your average OPS. He's batting about 810. That's good OPS. I mean, he's on base 40% of the time. You know, I mean, that's damn good. 288 batting average. Hell yeah. I'll take that as a utility guy that's playing every day.
I don't know. You know, that's what it goes to show, man. I don't care who you are. If you're playing well, it's going to be real hard for the manager to sit you down. I mean, there's some guys that, you know, they are, you know, exception of the rule, but you know, as far as like struggle, like Riley Greener, but even then, you might have to sit a game. But like, if you're playing well, they're going to find room for you.
They will. They absolutely will.
You know, another guy that, you know, take advantage of injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hate to see guys injured, Chris, but I love to see guys that go out and make the most of their opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, because
you know,
Parker Meadows might come back and not play well. Very possible. Could happen.
Yeah.
You got to have those other guys that are there that can, you know. I mean, Wenzel Perez might come back and not play well, or
Vierling.
Vierling could come back. Like, these guys don't mean just because they played well last year and we're anticipating them to come back and play, that means they're going to play well. So you just gotta. That's why it's good to have it's good to have a lot of people that can play well. It's a good thing to have. So
That's another reason why guys, when they, you know, if they get injured and they feel like they could push through it, they try because they don't want to lose their spot. Because you never know.
Yep.
You know, someone kind of fill in for, you know,
yep.
Brebbia, the relief pitcher. We just put him on IR yesterday.
Yep.
He didn't want to go. He tried to talk AJ and keeping him, you know, active. And they said no.
We got too many players. We can't like, it's not about whether you. It's cool to have the will to do it, but I mean, that's how managers protect you from yourself, you know? So absolutely. Okay, so I'm gonna go over. Thanks for all the people that viewed or watched us today. We're at the end. That was our last topic that we talked about.
Hey, let's talk. Can I bring up one real quick?
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize it until he came up to bat for him. Terry Carpenter's got a hammy.
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw you post
they
that.
They pulled him out the game. I didn't even realize it, and then they put Kreidler in.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's just something like, I don't like hammies because I've had hamstring injuries before, and I'm a runner, or I used to be. I used to be a marathon runner. Be hard to see that now, but and when we got hammy injuries, that I literally would actually rather have my hamstring pulled completely than it just be a little naggy, because those nagging hammy injuries stay around forever, and I don't like them. So hopefully this is just something that was a twinge or something like that he got, and he'll be fine for like the next series. But if it ends up being nagging, that means you're going to have him playing DH. You'll end up having him playing DH, if at all.
Yeah, it's hard because it's not the playoffs. Remember, he played injured in the Indians or the Guardian series.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I want him to have as much of a full season as we can, because I want to see what a full season with him is, because I think it'll be really good. But
he's starting to get more at bats versus lefties.
That's what I like to see as well. You know,
now Colt Keith used to get lefty at bats. Now they're pulling him.
Yeah,
but I mean, you're not hitting right-handers, so
you're not hitting anybody. So yeah, you got to sit down, man. You got to sit down.
You know, you can't hit righties. We sure the hell ain't going to give you a chance versus lefties.
That's true. That's absolutely.
So I seen on Twitter, man, I actually thought it was funny. Someone was like, well, think about it. If Carpenter goes on to IL, we just get to see more Ryan Kreidler.
Not. I'd rather them bring up Jace. I really want them to bring up Jace Jung really badly.
Who?
Bad. Jung.
Oh,
He's had a really good season so far in the minors. He's making it very hard for them to keep him down there. Very hard.
yeah, and he didn't have a good spring, but he's killing it so far.
Yeah, he wants back. I don't blame him. But yeah.
I mean, you
All
got
right.
to, man. You can't go down there and pout.
Nope, can't do that. All right, so thank you for the followers. Thank you for watching the show today, the Central Crown. I appreciate everybody that was watching today. Don't forget to like and subscribe on Detroit Fan Report. We are closing in on 500 subscribers. When we do, we'll be giving away a jersey, whether it's a Detroit Red Wings, Tigers, Lions, or Pistons jersey. We'll be giving one to the one of our 500 plus followers once we hit it. We are very close, though. We were getting really close. When you get a chance, please like and subscribe. Don't forget that we have other shows throughout the week. We're kind of like been on a mend for shows because seasons are ending and new seasons are beginning. Hey, Rich, tell them about your show that you guys do on Mondays normally.
Yeah, we'll be on there tomorrow. We'll be doing a Piston show. So we'll be doing a recap of game 1. Talking about game 2. Man, come and join us.
Yeah. We also, I'm not sure if we're going to do an NFL show this week or not. I'm sure we'll be doing a draft show because the NFL draft is this week. It starts on Wednesday or Thursday this week. Can't remember. I think it's Thursday. And me and Keegan will probably start doing the NFL or NHL playoffs on Thursday at 9 p.m. on Just Winging It. Seeing as how the Wings are not in the playoffs, we'll probably just talk a little bit of playoff hockey and who we think are going to make it through and whatnot. We'll probably recap some of the games that have already been played. We also have Lions Fan Report that they do their show at 10 o'clock on Wednesdays. So don't miss them. And once again, there'll be a lot of draft talk this week with the Lions. We also do What Up Doe on Fridays at about 9 or 10 o'clock. So tune in then. We talk all Detroit sports. And then once again, you'll find us again. Only next week should be on Thursday or it should be on Saturday. That's when we normally do our Central Crown. Just don't forget to like and subscribe. So in closing, Richard, tell them where you're at.
On the phone, boo-boo.
Come on.
Hey, shut up, Bandit. And you can catch me on X at Riggs928. My bad.
My name's Chris, and you can catch me on X at Crazy Hockey Fan, and you can find me also on Instagram at OnePrideNation_24. Thanks for everybody watching the Central Crown, and we are out.